It's definitely good in a challenging way to where it makes me push myself to the next level.
The medical assisting profession is crucial to the success of an office.
Students who come into this program, they're going to get a real-world experience.
They're the person that defines a patient's experience at their physician's office as either being a positive one or a negative one.
98.7 Chatt Tech, where 98.7% of our students earn a career. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at the medical assisting program at Chattahoochee Technical College. What exactly is this program? Well, the website says this.
The medical assisting program covers a broad range of topics involving the modern medical practice, such as anatomy and physiology, legal and ethical concerns, medical terminology, and medical insurance management.
And yeah, that is kind of helpful, but it's probably easier to just talk directly to students and instructors and ask, right? I mean, that's why we're here.
Okay, my name is Amber Sims. I am currently enrolled in the medical assisting program at Chattahoochee. I'm married and I recently just had a daughter.
So the first question for Amber is simple. What made you choose this program?
Actually, when I was in the hospital when I had my daughter, there were 2 medical assistants there that just went above and beyond. No matter what I was going through, my scares, anything like that, they were there to answer questions, for support. So I knew that I wanted to follow what they did. I knew I wanted to help people when they were in a scary time too, for the way they helped me.
Okay, I just need to say something. We're not going to reenact a scary labor and childbirth. I'm talking to you back there. You got me?
Wait, seriously? Then why did I buy all this Jell-O?
What is wrong with you? Sorry about that. Let's find out some details about this program.
My name is Dr. Jane Murithi. I am the program director for the medical assisting program at Chattahoochee Tech, the Marietta campus. So my background is in medicine. I have practiced in the medical field for the last 10 years. And one of the things I found working in the medical field is the medical assistant plays a very huge role because they're more or less, we call them the fast liners with the patient before the physician actually deals with the patient. And I had a passion to come back and teach, because when you teach a good medical assistant, not only do they know how to interact with the patient, but they also give them the best of care once they're in the doctor's office. So I transitioned from working in a doctor's office and transitioned into teaching to prepare great and excellent medical assistants. So pretty much my background has been, I have worked in the field and I know what it takes to have a great medical assistant.
My name is Sonja Casperry, and I am the program director and instructor over the medical assisting program here at the college's Appalachian campus. Medical assisting is designed to prepare students for employment in a medical office. And that could be a variety of different types of medical offices. So say a student was interested in working in OBGYN, or maybe a student was interested in working with children, so they would like to specialize in going into pediatrics. Or let's say the heart really interests that particular student, so they want to work in a cardiologist's office. So students really, when they enter this program, they are taught the skills that they can transfer with them, no matter what specialty they decide to go into once they complete the program. So that's one of the really nice aspects about medical assisting, is that they're very multifunctional. A medical assistant will perform both front office administrative type skills as well as back office, what we call our clinical type skills. It's a quite lengthy list.
Does that help explain it a little bit?
Now, I must add this. Most people usually will talk about a medical assistant is always the right hand of the doctor. So if you have a medical assistant who understands how the doctor wants the office ran, then that office or that facility runs real smoothly. So my goal at the end of the day, even as teaching, is to ensure that that medical assistant understands the importance of their role working in the office or alongside a doctor.
Let's bring Amber back. She told us earlier that she entered this program specifically because of the medical assistants that helped her when she gave birth to her daughter. Amber, what happened?
I went into labor with my daughter and I ended up having to have a C-section and surgery, which was unplanned. It was an emergency. So I was very scared and very antsy about that. And these 2 medical assistants, they walked me through the whole procedure, calmed me down, kind of went over what was going to happen. And even after, when I was in recovery, they were back checking on me, my blood pressure every few hours. They were there to assure me everything was okay, and they're more or less just there as support, mostly.
Are you sure you don't need me?
If you don't get out of here.
I'm Stephanie Puffer. I'm the Dean of Health Sciences. I've been at Chattahoochee Tech for about 13 years now. I started out as an adjunct faculty. I'm a physical therapist. And I then was the clinical coordinator and an instructor in the physical therapist assistant program, then later became the program director, and a year ago I became the dean. Medical assisting is a little bit different in that they have administrative responsibilities and clinical responsibilities. So their education is going to be focused in two different areas. One is going to be with hands-on skills, and the other is going to be in terms of administrative tasks, some clerical, but also they have to have a good understanding of the laws that govern healthcare, the rules that govern healthcare. They will come out as healthcare professionals. They're the person that defines a patient's experience at their physician's office as either being a positive one or a negative one. Their attitude and their skill level is crucial. Probably everyone has had that experience and can relate to how meaningful that role is.
All right, let's hear some nuts and bolts about the actual classes. How does this program work, and what are the classes like?
So some of the classes are very difficult, which take a lot of studying and practice, and it just seems like once you master one thing, it's time to go on to the next.
So the program is built into 3 semesters, which is a year long. It is also full-time. So a student has to remember they are going to be full-time, more or less. We do not offer part-time classes, and one has to be committed to be able to be here throughout the year. It's broken down into 3 semesters. The very first semester, we teach you a little in the back office, where the patient talks. We deal with vital signs, patient intake. Those are the key things we talk about. The second semester, we build on front office. So we teach you a bit of billing and insurance. We teach you how to bring in a patient, greet the patient. Those are things we build onto. We also teach you a little more on the back office. So you have the EKG, being able to draw blood. Then in your third semester is when you get an opportunity to definitely go out in the field. We call it externship, and to apply everything that you have learned. And then that gives you an opportunity to get hired afterwards.
When we started the program together, there were 5 of us. Now we're down to 4, but there's 4 of us, and we have become so close that it's kind of like we've had this relationship with our teacher to where we can ask her questions. And with us being such a small group, we're able to work together more and kind of go through the program together, if that makes sense.
Now, during their very last semester in the summer, there are 2 courses that they take, one of those being the medical assisting seminar, where essentially we're just reviewing program competencies for employment and certification for those students. So in that course, they would be knowing how to properly write a resume or putting together thank you letters, filling out a job application. They even have to do a mock interview in that course. And then, as I mentioned previously, they do a medical assisting externship, which is the student's clinical experience. So again, they're taking the application of the classroom knowledge and skills and then transitioning those over to the work environment in a doctor's office.
You're going to learn a lot in this program, but it begs the question, is the medical assistant program at Chatt Tech a springboard to other careers? Well, it can be, if you want it to be.
Some of our students, they know coming in that, medical assisting is what I want to do forever and ever. And that's great. But others sometimes have decided when they've come into the program that they want to go further and they want to work more in like a hospital type setting, because medical assistants typically work in an ambulatory care setting. So that's going to be your doctor's offices, urgent cares, physicians' immediate meds. But you don't typically see too many medical assistants work primarily in the hospital. I'm not saying that they don't, you just see them more so in doctor's office type settings. So say a student was really interested in going that route, they really want to be in the hospital. then they would transition, and if they wanted to go into the nursing program, if that interests them, they could certainly do that. Now, our medical assisting program, we offer the diploma and the degree option for our students. So our students can also get an Associate of Applied Science degree in medical assisting.
Now, you might be saying to yourself, I don't necessarily want to springboard into further education. I would be extraordinarily happy with being a medical assistant. And to that I say, great, because there's a lot of jobs out there for you.
So the beauty about it is today we know that medical assistants are on high demand. So majority of the times when they end up in an office, they have the opportunity to get hired at the end of it all. So what happens during externship, they learn how to become a team of that office, do the same thing everybody else is doing, which also will lead into them getting hired eventually.
The purpose of the externship is to give the student, that clinical experience, or that healthcare related experience rather. We don't guarantee a student that you are going to get hired at your externship, but we do help with job placement with our students, meaning that even after they complete the program, if they are not working where they did their externship, let's say that externship didn't have a position available, so they're, the student's currently still seeking employment, we still help students with job placement and getting them, hired on as a medical assistant.
You heard that correctly. If at the end of it all, you don't get offered a job, you're going to have a team of people at Chatt Tech helping you to find one. Is the medical assistant program at Chatt Tech right for you?
A good candidate for this program ties into a couple of things. Definitely one, we're looking for someone who, as an individual who loves interaction, you like to interact with patients. You're a person who likes conversation with patients, because the basis of everything is you're dealing or working with a patient. So it's somebody who is interested in the well-being of others.
I would say that I would highly recommend this program because, like I said, with the close one-on-one, and it's very informative. Like, we go from pharmacology to ethics in the workplace. So I feel like this program, you can work just about anywhere. So when we learn our skills, we learn a little bit from each different department. Like, we learn how to assist in OBGYN offices to where we learn to assist in pediatric offices. So this program more or less sets you up for where you can go any doctor's office and continue to study.
You have the fast line of fast contact with patients, making you a vital person, an important person in the medical field, because without a medical assistant, we would not be able to have that best care that a medical assistant would give. Being a medical assistant also opens up opportunities to other areas in the medical field. So I call it also as a stepping stone into greater places, or enables you or helps you know how to venture further into the medical field. The medical assisting also opens an opportunity to give you an idea, because you're working close by nurses, doctors. It gives you a perspective of the different environments that you can grow in. So it being a place for you to start, it can be a place that you never have to end, because there's a lot of opportunity to grow from it.
Medical assisting graduates are equipped to work alongside doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals as an integral part of an industrious healthcare team. Does this sound like the right fit for you? Go online and find out more at chattahoocheetech.edu.
This podcast is a production of BG Ad Group. Darren Sutherland, executive producer. Jeremy Powell, creative director. Jacob Sutherland, director. Producers Jason Gentarola and Matt Golden. And Kezia May, copywriter. All rights reserved.